So, what is going on, everyone? Obviously, big day today. Not at the studio today. Today, I'm in the office. Big thing we want to talk about today is obviously the new merger that has officially become very official, for lack of a better term. As you know, the USFL, XFL have been having ongoing merger talks since about September 28th. Today, which is November 30th, so it was almost 2 months from now ago from the initial announcement, both leagues have opted to obviously make this officially official. Jason Ganella put out today that in San Antonio they were doing a press conference, for lack of a better term, in addition to various tweets from Larson, Mitchell, bunch of different sources and whatnot throughout the league, communicating what's going on. Biggest thing I wanted to talk about is, and we'll go through the initial announcements and everything like that from XFL News Hub with Mark Perry, with Stefan at PFN and his crew with James Larson. But biggest thing I wanted to dive into is what is going to be happening with the players, what the teams are going to be looking like as of right now, in addition to the players' reaction. So, pulling up Mark's article real quick. Obviously, real big deal. First time we've seen a spring football merger, it appears, in our existence, right? Real goofy stuff. Obviously, we have seen a merger with the AFL and the NFL in the 60s, 70s, now leading to the NFL. And then the big thing that we were hearing was also having to wait with the government. There was a meeting with the Congress, Senate, whatever, down on Capitol Hill. Very XFL heavy, but Eric Shanks of Fox Sports was there, and the two main players in this, in my opinion, will always be Jerry Cardinale from Redbird Capital, in addition to Eric Shanks from Fox Sports. Those are the two guys I think that control the wallets, the money, all that goofy stuff. And I think always that you get The Rock and Danny Garcia, they're kind of just there to do, and for lack of a better term, I always call it the girl boss pose, where the camera is slow in on her and she'll do her arm crossing like that. But in the end, it does appear that more announcements are coming through. Danny Garcia has put out a statement. The union for the USFL has put out a statement, but we haven't gotten an actual press release. The initial article was coming out of Sportico as well. I believe Ben Fisher dropped that. And from there, it's kind of grown legs taken, but the actual leagues have not put out anything that is cemented with a press release. Mike Florio also put something out as well, but Sportico, XFL News Hub, USFL News Hub, and PFN from Pro Football Newsroom have all made it very known what's going on. Upcoming developments, as Mark stated, details from the league, city's broadcast schedule are currently being finalized, but right now that we're being told on March 30th, that is when they're going to begin play, so that's a kickoff. Good point on this, right during March Madness. Last night, you heard Mark Thompson, a couple other people, making it known that it was impending. Mark Thompson, former Gamblers running back, a couple stints in the NFL and whatnot, they were very vocal about, damn, they signed it. And then Mike kind of lit the internet on fire. Mike Mitchell, that is, saying Seals signed and approved with a Jon Snow meme. Players are not happy. That's really the biggest thing we can talk about on this. A lot of fans, casuals, Reed Johnson can go back on the casuals and everything like that. But a lot of people are very confused, a lot of stuff like that. A big statement from the Sportico article that Ben tweeted out was, "We're pleased to have a completed the antitrust review process in connection with the proposed merger of the XFL and USFL and intend to play a combined season this spring, kicking off on Saturday, March 30th. We are now finalizing the terms of a definitive agreement, and we'll share more about this new league in the coming weeks. Ben also tweeted out as well. We know very little about the details of this of the combo, but we do know this per source. Russ Brandon, XFL CEO, will be the top executive of the new entity. Now, I talked with Russ at the XFL showcase. Didn't really even seem like it was on his radar a couple months ago, but this is it. Joe in the know on Twitter puts to him, "Where's the official statement?" And Ben replies, "In my inbox." Right there. Joe says, "I'm just curious. I never got an email," which I'm going to snip that so you guys can see it. While we can always talk about what's going on and everything like that on that front, something I did want to highlight in this is the reactions from players and some media members. So Jonathan Adams, New Orleans Breakers receiver, goes, and I'll be posting this as well. You should see it. You should see it somewhere on my screen. So this means I'm a free agent, right? XFL, USFL. I need more information. So right now, Jonathan is relaying the players don't even know. Kieran Williams, former Michigan Panther, he was at the XFL showcase. He's out of Nebraska, wrote, "Bruh, this expletive is wild as hell. Zero communication league-wide." And then it went to a feed on that. I'll be posting links in the comment to these tweets as well if they don't get deleted. Marlon Williams seemed a little bit more positive with it. "If we switch to Under Armour, our jersey combo better be fire." He also tweeted, "If it's only 8 teams, it should be the best 8 teams, not based off who has a home market. I know that problem won't happen. As long as we keep the same salary or higher and health benefits, I'm good." He also retweeted Jamar Smith's tweet that said, "Work even harder." Levante Taylor, Michigan Panther, all this merger and yet talking about how much they're going to pay us. I think that's a typo. Mark Thompson's been extremely vocal about this. "I feel for all the coaches who remain loyal to their team instead of seeking out other coaching opportunities they were offered and interest they garnered to now be out of a job. I'm sure positions are going to be slimmer, if not filled. Praying for them." So that's the human factor of this that a lot of people aren't talking about, which is one of the more important things in my opinion. Cody Latimer, "If our teams don't survive, please let us be thrown 3 agents and not thrown in a draft pool. I would love to decide where I'm going to play." This one kind of hit home for me. It was DeAndre Torrey. "To pretend to care so much about the players and make a whole 54th man documentary, then jump shift after 1 year when players passed on opportunities to come play in this league is crazy. Eliminating 8 teams basically destroyed an entire league. No one cared involved. No care involved, just business." I've been very critical about the player 54 thing. While I love the mantra, I always thought it was a little bit cringy because The Rock was never player 54. He had 4.5 sacks at the University of Miami. Wasn't that good when he went up to Canada and whatnot. There's this mantra that, if I'd be in the NFL if Warren Sapp never came to Miami. Warren Sapp does a good little segment when he's on the Rich Eisman show where he goes, Dewey, that guy? In which he kind of puts that down, and it's always Warren's very vocal about how it was never him and I rushing the quarterback together, like stuff like that. He named the 3 guys who started over Dwayne Johnson at Miami. Continue to go down. Cam Eccles-Looper, he played on the Generals for 2 years. He's got a couple tweets that make sense. Taking jobs from guys, taking opportunities from guys. This blank is pitiful. Avion Plummer with XFL Insider Podcast, also confirming that Russ Brandon will be holding an executive position. Biggest thing, what happens to DJ? Does he stay with Fox? Daryl has done so much good work. I felt like Max Levy on the Marcast shared this a little bit, that he's done so much good work, and he was kind of the face of the USFL, and something that always set out to me was when DJ was moving Gatorades and whatnot in season 1. So that's always something that always comes out to me. Evan Wilsmore puts out my message to the XFL and USFL players for now, it's no secret that the world of sports business and entertainment is centered around money. We are once again seeing the results of that. I have far too many thoughts to get out in a single tweet, but as someone who cares about the players more than any other aspect of football operations, this is a frustrating and confusing time for me as well. I will always fight good players to get the right opportunities, and just know there are several people besides myself who can and will do the same thing. Important to remember as we receive more information, which may not exactly be pleasing to all. I mean, Evans with the IFL right now, I could definitely see a boom of talent going to the IFL, the AFL, the NAL, the CIF, whatever these arena leagues are. A lot of guys are going to have to go down to those leagues if they want to keep playing football. Here's the union statement as well from the USFL PA. Yesterday, league representatives informed the union that the USFL and XFL proposed merger completed the antitrust review with the Department of Justice. While an agreement to merge leagues has not been finalized, once again, this is just saying and confirming what was put into the argument. Big thing. We would continue the 4-player membership in real time based off information we have liberty to openly discuss. A lot of people's jobs are going to be moved around. Karen Williams, once again, saying, as a player who was under contract with the USFL and was looking forward to possibly joining the XFL, it is sad to see players and media lose jobs and find out from social media. Something that happened with the Gamblers a little bit earlier where players found out they were released. D. Lou, another spring league guy, said, just let me know once they finalize the league so I can see where I'll be playing ball in the spring. Decent mentality to have. Gareth from the UK podcast, he puts out, I seriously hope the rumors about only 8 teams for the new league when the XFL and USFL merge is not true. To literally cut the amount of opportunity in half is wrong. Cam Eccles, kind of changing things up a little bit, says back to square one, free agent. He signed with the Breakers, looking to join that squad and whatnot. Doesn't look like New Orleans is in the fold for this. LT retweeting Mark Tonson, Levante Taylor, that is, asking how much are we getting paid. Mark says probably 5,750, about $5,800 a week. He says, no, sir, we need more than that. Less teams too. So a lot of mixed feelings, mixed emotions on this. Like I said, a lot of people are finding out about this via social media. John Vogel putting out, XFL will retain 4 teams. Arlington, D.C., San Antonio, St. Louis. USFL will retain 4 teams. Birmingham, Houston, Memphis, and Michigan. We've heard 10, we've heard 12. 8 never really seemed like it was going to be the number, but as of right now, it seems like it is. A lot of guys have also moved on, coaching staff-wise. But then you got guys like, the head coaches. What does Anthony Blevins do? Vegas doesn't seem like it's in this, and it's been pretty consistent that they were never going to be. So you got a guy like Blevins. What's his deal moving forward? Todd Haley is gone in Memphis. Curtis Johnson. You get rid of Wade Phillips and Peyton Pardee and AJ Smith. Like, these things do not seem like realistic options. So it looks like the Gamblers kind of lose some pieces. I saw something recently that the Stars, one of the defensive coaches on the Philadelphia Stars, going over to the ELF. What's going on with that now? Gary Watkins, tight ends coach for the Michigan Panthers. He double dips. He coaches, I believe, JUCO in California. Is he going to be gone? And he can't double dip, so they opened up that spot. Breakers, I believe he was the tight ends or running backs coach. TJ Veneri, he's at D2 Gannon University. He's a CFL guy as well. So, maybe that's one less guy who's not really worried about his job and whatnot. But there have been so many people to kind of have their worlds turned upside and down. Nothing released as far as with a dispersal draft. That would make the most sense. But as Cody Lattimore stated, not everyone wants to be a part of that. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. A little 15-minute video I did while I was at work. I'll be posting this on Twitter, all my social medias. past 800 subscribers since the last time we did it. But guys, thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for more news, and can't wait for the season, March 30th.